Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry. Located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
This October, if you notice a Raleigh Fingers, Chevron, or Handlebar out and about, know it's in support of your local Child Advocacy Center by officers that work day in and day out to help child victims of abuse. So every chin cozy, Fu Manchu, and Big Poppy you see isn't just a fashion statement, it's raising money for our kids. Donate today at beardsforbucks.org.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA.
Esmeralda, bring me cake. These rules are more than I can take. No more sugar after 5. How's a child to survive? Then little muffin, go to bed. Say your prayers and lay down your head. Oh yeah. Shut your eyes and soon you'll wander off to dreamland. Screeching over you, oh, then all will go quiet. You'll catch the unmistakable whiff of fresh baked cake in the air, but by then all your muscles will have frozen stiff. But before you try to move, or lift an arm or leg at all, there appears a glow upon the wall, moving slowly down the hall. A vision of tremendous doom, oh no. The disembodied head of Esmeralda floats your way. You try Esmeralda, let me wake from this nightmare and I'll swear off cake. Please forgive me for calling you. This has all been some mistake. But Esmeralda's not polite. She's an apparition of the night, oh yeah. She would rather take your soul after your heart succumbs to fright.
Vladimir riding bareback for the now listen up. Now this ain't working, not the way you do it. This killing ain't a good strategy. This ain't working, this ain't how you do it. Seen as a failure by posterity. Rules worth nothing. Press ain't free. Rules worth nothing. Press ain't free. Rules worth nothing. Press ain't free.
be here when you get back. This is the 10th draft of my feelings. You can find the first 9 in the trash. Saturn returned on time and stayed. Everyone I love found love, or at least got laid. Will I hid away from the sun? No, my hopes decayed. Saint Anthony, Saint Anthony, I lost some things that were so dear to me. Saint Anthony, Saint Anthony, I lost touch with someone who was once so near to me. I write songs fast, just call me Swift.
Hey everybody, welcome. Here we go. It is that time. Matt Connerton Unleashed. And sorry for the very long intro today with multiple songs. I just I had an emergency that I had to deal with on the telephone, and it was an infuriating experience. So I apologize, everybody. But welcome. It is Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM. in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. It's a little damp and cloudy and stuff, but it's warm at least. And also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Tuesday, October 25, 2022, and I'm not alone.
Hello.
Jenny is here at the news desk.
It's spring. Spring came back to greet us.
Well, it does.
I'm a happy girl. It's spring.
Does feel like it, but
it's raining, right? So April showers bring red flowers, right? I
think it's more like fall. It's just we're having some mild fall weather.
Spring weather. No,
well,
we're skipping that. We're skipping the fall winter thing.
That'd be wonderful.
Yes, we're just going back to spring.
Yes.
It feels like it. It really does feel like it.
Yeah, no, it's very...
I'm walking around in clothes I don't usually wear in October. Like, I don't usually wear sleeveless outfits in October.
Well, I think it's supposed to be nicer tomorrow because the sun is supposed to come out and it's going to be even warmer, I think.
I'm going to sit in the garden. I'm excited.
Yes. So welcome, everybody. 603-250-6007 is the number if you'd like to join us today. 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connerton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. And the Hop Knot, is that this weekend their big Halloween? It must be, right?
Yes. The 29th. I think yes, Saturday the 29th.
And they're doing is it a costume party and karaoke?
Well, it's a costume party / contest.
Oh, okay.
And yes, they're bringing they are officially bringing karaoke back to the Hop Knot.
Oh,
and
very good.
Saturday is going to be karaoke, so if you want to get dressed up in your finest attire of costume, I heard there might be some pirates running amok. And you can go check them out at the Hop Knot this Saturday. Sounds like it's going to be really great.
Here's what I was trying to pull it up on.
I had it in my head.
Facebook.
I had it in my brain pan.
Yeah.
Facebook had a look.
Facebook was being difficult.
Oh, sure. Blame the computer.
Yeah, it says here.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be an ooky spooky Halloween weekend at the Knot. Friday the 28th. We'll be handing out candy from 3 to 6:30 as part of Manchester's Fall Festival. And then Saturday afternoon, we're excited to be hosting the last performance of the Witches Dance this year by A Company of Witches, a local dance group based out of Harlow, New Hampshire at 3 p.m. This is a fun event that the whole family can enjoy. And then Saturday night, we're bringing back our annual Halloween party with a costume and karaoke contest and DJ Joe and prizes from us and our friends at Two Share Brewery. So very nice. So lots going on there this weekend.
I didn't realize the karaoke part was a contest too.
I guess, yeah.
Neato. Are you going to go down there? Use your dulcet tones?
I don't think so.
Why not?
I don't do karaoke.
Oh, I think you should. I say you have. Yes, you have done karaoke. Wait a minute. You have done karaoke. What do you mean you don't do karaoke?
What do you mean?
You have.
When?
You did it on Retro. And you even said you were going to do it again. So what? Are you snobby?
No, but that's not the same. That's not the same as going to a bar and listening to drunk people butcher popular songs. and of course, someone will sing "What's Up" by Four Non Blondes and pretend that they're doing something original and
stop
and hilarious.
Well,
no, it's not for me. It's not for me.
I got nothing to say.
But if it is,
you really did get me on that.
Yeah, but if it is for you, then you should go there and support our wonderful sponsor. And they've got those delicious gourmet pretzels and the ever burgeoning assortment of craft beer. It is a wonderful place and a wonderful family.
There's a picture floating around out there they have this really great French onion soup. There's a picture of it floating around because it's super cheesy, really, really good.
Yeah.
I've never gotten more hits on a Hop Knot picture than that one.
Oh.
Seriously. You got to go down there and have some. It's really good.
So our friend Nick Murdoch, who's become kind of an unofficial producer on the show, unofficial because
an assistant producer.
I can't pay him, but
that's why he's an assistant. There you go.
But he's helped me again with the intro today, and once again, unfortunately, I didn't see it soon enough to use his intro, but he put in the Facebook live chat. Jenny said it was too wordy yesterday, so this only hits the important bits. Hi, Maddie C. Unleashed time, 95.3 WKRP in Cincinnati. Queen City Cabinetry, Hop Knot. Go to website to see stream options. Tweet me, email me, call me for dulcet tones. Vote Mel for new face of horror. Start the show.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Whoa! It's like we're time traveling.
Bad girl.
So very good, very good. Thank you, Nick Murdoch, for that.
Right? See, excellent and shorter even.
He didn't quite get the call letters right.
Well, yeah, that's the wrong station.
Yeah,
but I like that station, especially when they're playing with turkeys.
Texas Mike correcting him in the Facebook live chat. 95.3 WMNH in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Oh, no.
Easy G is in the Facebook live chat. Hello, Eric. Jenny, of course, you're in there.
I'm everywhere.
Melanie La Liberty from the great state of Vermont joins us and says, hey, guys.
Our chosen one. Our sacrificial lamb.
Make sure you vote for Melanie in the next face of horror.
Yes.
You can vote every day. You get one free vote per day. Plus, you can purchase additional votes. And I know she appreciates it very much. And as always, Melanie, feel free to drop a link
and
in the chat.
And if you do choose to purchase, you're helping to benefit research into childhood cancers and also helping children who have cancer and their families.
Yes.
So it's an excellent win-win. We get to help kiddos with cancer and help forward research, and we get to kill Mel. It's awesome.
Well,
hack 'em, slack 'em. She's going to be covered in blood. It's going to be epic.
In a movie, we should let's clarify that so people aren't frightened or think that we're
What? We're what? What are
like
you trying to say?
Satan worshipers or something.
Hey! What if I am? I can flip around. Why not?
Well, there was always there, for a long time.
I need Dirk.
For a long time, we had a running joke on the show, and to this day, I don't know if former New Hampshire State Rep Brandon Finney even realizes that we had this running joke because he was on the show and I didn't mention it to him. But we had a running joke for a long time because he came out a few years ago as a Satanist, like not a devil worshiper certainly, but like an Anton LaVey, a LaVeyan Satanist. And it was a big deal, though, in local media for like a day. Oh, New Hampshire State Rep says he's a Satanist. So then we had a running joke on the show that I had invited him to be on the show as a guest, but he would only come on under the condition that we sacrifice a live goat precisely 13 days before his appearance, and then push the carcass.
I forgot about this.
And drink some of the blood, and then push the carcass out the window onto Elm Street of the goat. And
Still think that last part's a little too risky, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I did ask the big boss. I said, do you mind if I push a live goat? Because I'm trying to book this guest, so I'm gonna. Not a live goat. Well, the goat might be partially. It would be in the process of dying.
It has to be alive.
Well, no, because
it can be sleeping.
Well, we sacrifice it, but
you have to kill it.
Yeah, and then we push it out the window, and he said no.
Oh, you mean you sacrifice it and you kill it, then you push it out the window?
Yeah, yeah.
So I had the order off.
So the goat. Well, I mean, that's assuming the goat's completely. I mean, it might still be partially.
Well, I thought the sacrificial part was after you pushed them out the window and they splatted.
No, that
no
part.
Splat? I like splat.
No, Brandon wanted us to do that part just for fun, pushing the goat out the window. That was just like a fun bonus.
Oh, okay.
I said, we'll put down paper and things so we don't make a mess, and we'll wear gloves.
Will a portal open and suck us all in?
He said no. He said, I'm sorry, Matt. I'm not trying to be a killjoy, but I just don't think we can do that at WMNH. So I said, all right. Our friend Ron is on the line. Hi, Ron.
Hey.
Hey, what a pleasure to hear from the both of you. Kind of a crazy topic, but speaking of sacrifice, I was listening on the radio today, and they're talking about turkeys. They said, get your turkeys now. They may not be available when you need them, and the price is probably going to go up about 75%.
Oh, no kidding.
And the reason I say sacrifice, there's some kind of, it's not bird flu disease, whatever it is. If one turkey catches it, they got to kill the whole flock. And some people have like 1 million turkeys that they're going, and they talked about how they do it, and it's sad. I mean, real sad. They suffocate them and turn up the heat. That's just one way. I was like, oh yeah, yikes on the turkey thing.
Jeepers.
Creepers.
Yeah.
Well, did you see their peepers?
Well, that was it. I heard you talking about sacrifice, and I heard that on the radio today, so, I kind of blended it in.
Yes. Well played, sir. Well played. And I hope you'll take your own advice and get your turkey early.
Yeah. I get turkey. I actually buy turkey every week.
And and for the record, he's 100% right. There's a bunch of stories out there right now. CNBC is saying as high as 73% higher than last year for turkeys. So thanks for the heads up there, buddy.
Yes.
You are 100% correct.
All right, you guys. Have fun.
All right, Ron. Thank you for the call, my friend.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that opens
They're
up a line.
actually saying there are places that are taking their reservation orders now. Like get your reservation in now. Kind of a thing.
Yes.
Interesting.
Paul E.C. is in the chat and says Ron's going to sacrifice an enormous plate of lasagna after the call.
Ooh.
That does sound good.
Lasagna's lovely.
Yes. That opens up a line for you, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. And by the way, I do think Easy G said something in the chat about wanting to call in and do a mini entertainment report.
He did. He was very happy that I would come in today.
Oh, well, very good. Very good. Let's see. Jason Fedderson is in the chat and says, good afternoon, everyone. Let's see.
Hola.
Yes. There it is. EZG says, my mini entertainment report is for Wend at 4:30 p.m. I think he means
It is
Wednesday.
now 4:29 and approximately 32 seconds.
We have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, Matt.
Oh, I know that voice. That's Paulie C.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sitting here enjoying the afternoon commute, listening to Matt Connerton Unleashed.
That's the best way to listen.
Even though I work at home and my commute is from the kitchen to the living room, it's still a great song to listen to during your afternoon commute.
Yes, I concur. Well, I'm glad you're listening, Paul. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. I just wanted to let you know that we are 11 months away from Labor Day weekend, so that's something to look forward to.
Yes.
And also, Retro Spectrum Radio returns this Friday night. Will you be joining us, Matt?
Yes, for the big 2-year anniversary.
That's right.
You're 2
We're
years
going to get our
old.
2-year chip on Friday night. And we're also going to be playing a whole lot of spooky, eerie, Halloween, groovy stuff.
Oh, very good. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Very
and
exciting.
we will be sacrificing a cat in the studio.
A cat?
Hey!
Whoa.
Whoa, back it up there, buddy.
Whoa, wait a minute. That's not, no, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit premature with that. We're going to be doing that during the holiday season.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Well, that's better. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. As everybody knows,
I'll
Jenny,
neuter
I love
you.
cats. I'm just kidding.
I'll
That's
neuter
my
you.
thing. I'm a cat guy.
Over
Yes.
a cat. Oh, I know you are. I'm just being a wise guy.
Yes, we love our kitties,
Yes.
our furry feline friends.
We are a kitty household.
And just like Matt, I like my cat boneless. I can't have bones in my meat.
Now, I'm going to pop you one.
No, it's true though. I don't like I won't eat chicken off a bone, or it's disgusting.
Well, we all
to me.
know about your phobia,
I'm
your
very,
bone phobia.
I'm very easily disgusted.
Bone and gristle just creep them out.
Yeah, gristle is bad. Gristle is very bad. I don't like bone or gristle. These are bad
Okay,
things.
well, we'll make you up a nice lean plate of pulled pork. How's that?
No, see that's
A
I don't
lean mutton,
no.
lettuce, and tomato.
No, that's that's problematic.
Yeah, now you're talking,
no,
Jenny.
this is,
Exactly.
You know where I went after that.
This is getting worse.
No, it's getting better.
Not gonna-
Wait, I got it, Paulie. Corned beef.
No, corned beef
Oh,
is.
Ooh.
Yes.
Now you know how I feel
With
about
a side
that.
of cabbage.
Oh God, just
Oh, yeah.
just thinking about the smell of it.
And mushy vegetables.
Oh, that's disgusting.
On the same plate as microwave hot dogs.
Oh
yes.
no.
Yes. And with a large cup serving of pineapple and pepperoni.
Mhm. Oh, yeah. And don't forget those black olives.
Got to put them on your fingertips.
Oh, that's what?
Got to put them on. Oh yeah.
That's terrible.
My dad would put. My dad put them on my fingertips.
Look, I'm
And
not.
I did the same thing to my son, and we all love black olives. It's a family tradition, you know.
Yeah, look, as you know, I'm not a religious person, but I do have to say I believe that all of these ideas are a sin against God.
You don't know good food for nothing.
I just
Give me a nice mix of olives. It's I'll be all set.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Jenny.
Greek
like
olives.
Just like when I go to Hannaford, I look at that olive bar and I'm like, oh,
Right?
my God, look at those olives.
Yes.
Stuffed with everything but the kitchen sink.
Yep.
Yes, please.
There's no such thing as a bad olive or a bad pickle. I'll just say that now.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, go entertain the masses. I love you. I want you to smile. I wish I could hear a smile in your voice, but whatever's going on, it'll pass, and you will be you again, because everybody listens to you right now, cares to death about you,
Oh,
and we
thank
all
you.
love you. Have a good day.
All right, thanks, Paul. Bye bye.
I love you.
That was very nice.
You love me.
I don't-
we all love.
I don't sound like I have a smile in my voice.
No, you sound more like you're gritting your teeth.
You can't hear the smile.
No. I don't know that anybody can make out what the heck you're trying to say.
I'm having.
You sound like you
such
got a mouthful of mothballs.
But I'm having such a great day.
Stop it. We talked about this.
Yes.
Leave it at the door.
All right. 603-250-6007 is the number. 603-250-6007 if you would like to chime in. But thank you for the good words, Paulie C. Even though you discussed disgusting food.
Tom is
I appreciate
nasty.
that. Tom Blanchard.
Tom, you are nasty.
You know what
man.
you know what he's referring to? He's referring to corned beef, already chewed steak.
Ugh.
That's what corned beef is like.
No, it's
like
not.
It's like meat that's already been chewed. It's
No,
all
it's
stringy.
not.
It is. It's disgusting.
No. Corned beef and cabbage, red wine vinegar. Yes.
It's hideous.
Yes.
Let's see. Who else have we got in here? Very busy chat room. Jason Fedderson says, I like tacos. Now you're talking my language.
It is Taco Tuesday.
Yes, I love tacos
Easy told
as
me
well.
it was Taco Tuesday.
That's a good American food we can all enjoy. That's right. Good American food. Not
You've
this.
been watching too much Fox.
Yeah. No, that is.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how precise a reference you're making there. Are you referring to? I don't know if you're making a broad, like a general joke, or if you're referring to Tucker Carlson.
No, I was doing a broad joke. I'd like to take credit for a smarter one, but I didn't think of it.
Because Tucker Carlson actually did say that once. He insisted that tacos are American food.
Yeah.
I guess because they're very popular in the United States. So in his mind, they're American. They're not. It's not Mexican food. It's
American. It's all American.
Yeah.
Hoorah.
I mean, he might have been trolling when he said it, but he did say it quite insistently.
I don't know. He says a lot of things, and I think it's a trolling thing. And he goes, "Nope, I believe this.
Yeah,
I believe every word of this fantasy I'm spewing."
Nick Murdoch apparently enjoyed the that opening song that was a parody project that Rubles.
That was good.
Rubles Worth Nothing, is that what it's called?
Yes, yeah. That was really good.
He says,
you gotta love the artistry that comes out of some of the nastiest things in this world.
He's quoting some lyrics from the original. I should have learned to play the guitar. I should have learned to play them drums. Yeah, buddy, that's his own hair. That little can't say the rest. Yeah, there's in the original in the song "Money for Nothing" by Dire Straits, there is the F word, not the swear, but the gay slur is in the song. And when we were kids, they would show the video on MTV, and that was in there.
Oh yeah.
But now today, if you hear that song on the radio, that section of the song is removed. But funny thing about that is the song is constructed in a way that even with that part taken out, the song still flows. Like you don't even notice it's not there. Because it's not awkward having that part removed from the song. The way the song flows, it's interesting. But yes, we don't use that word, of course. Let's see. Paulie C is in the chat room as well. Nick says the 80s were not the most enlightened times.
Are you seriously right?
That
my
true.
gosh.
Alex Whiteley, our friend from the UK, joins us. Really enjoyed talking with Alex yesterday about the what was it, the wibbity bottom,
the wibbly bibbly
Cheerio,
wibbly bibbly pobbly boo. Abracadabra, abacadoo.
No, we did have a real discussion with Alex yesterday.
Zinaba Bob. I can't remember. Wiggly Bob.
Zinema. I don't see.
Willy Pop. Willy.
You're not British. How do you even know this?
I read the word in the chat room yesterday. I'm trying to remember it. You're not helping anyway.
Wibbity bibbity bop. Pip pip cheerio. Have a spot of tea or something.
You're not helping.
Wick wack. Patty whack. Give the dog a bone. Is that something like that? I don't know. I mean, I'm not British either. I don't know these things.
Oh.
Maybe Alex knows.
He'll straighten you out.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get you squared away over there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. People in the chat room are just gross. I'm just telling you. Like,
oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Some of the food things that are coming out in the chat room are just really nasty. And I don't think I'm going to have an appetite for a while. So guys, thank you so much for helping me with my diet.
Our friend Crystal from Illinois joins us in the chat. Hello, Crystal. Let's see.
She's going to get in on it now.
Oh, most likely. Oh, Crystal did share a link in there so everyone can vote. Yes. I mean, Melanie, rather. I'm sorry.
No, Crystal is suggesting Rocky Mountain oysters. And she says, hashtag pip pip cheerio.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Nick Murdoch says, John Hopwood is very knowledgeable and smart when it comes to sacrificing goats to the devil. That's true, yes. Well, he has a satanic portal over his head.
Oh, wait, Nick got it. Nick got it right.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. It was wibbity bombity.
It's hard to say.
I can't do this. Wibbly bombily. Widdly bomb. What is it? Boom? Boomly? Boomble? Boomble. Wibbly boobly. I can't do it.
Doesn't sound right.
All right, guys, for the listeners out there, we're trying to pronounce this word. You tell me how you want to pronounce it. WIBBLTY B00. Oh wait, BOOMBLE. I made my O's zeros for a moment there.
Wibbity Boomble?
Wibbity. Yeah, but there's an L and a T there. WIBBLTY. There's an L and a T there. You can't just run over it.
Wibblety. Yeah.
Wibblety. All right, and then Boomble. Is that Boomble?
Wibblety Boomble.
Boombly.
That's what they say in the.
No!
In the House of Parliament when they vote, they like if they either vote yay or if it's no, they say wibbledy boomble.
No,
they all chant it.
No, that's not it. There was something about they had to say.
Oh, wibbity boomble is a compound word. Maddie got it. Wibblety boomble.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Wibblety boomble.
Yes.
Hey, I said it. Don't ask for it again, though. I'm good.
Yeah, Nick said, that sounds right, but it is England, so they probably have to sign the Wibbity Boomble Pip Pip Cheerio and have a spot of tea before Boris or whoever gets to be king.
Yeah, that's what he, he pulled it right out of the chat.
Yeah,
that's what it was yesterday.
There you go.
Jeez.
Miriam Banish joins us in the chat room. Hi, Miriam.
Hola.
Tom Blanchard, we mentioned, is in the Facebook live chat. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about him right now.
Make sure we don't miss anybody.
You made my tummy feel
because
flippy.
of the chewed up steak?
Stop it.
Well, that's what corned beef is, basically.
It's amazing what grosses me out considering what I used to do for a living.
Nick Murdoch says, LOL, Matt has the palate of a toddler. Make him some mac and cheese and dino-shaped chicken nuggets. No. No.
That was great.
I do not have the palate of a toddler. But I do have, I would say, realistically, honestly, all kidding aside, I do have the palate. I'm probably an 11-year-old boy.
Well, your favorite foods are pizza and spaghetti, so he's kind of got you there.
And I will, and I have told the story on the air, and this is 100%. This is not to be funny. This is 100% true. I have one of my earliest memories when I was just a wee lad, a young urchin. When my parents were still together, they took me to Wendy's and they got me a hamburger because when you're a little small child, that's what you eat. And I refused to eat the hamburger, and I was very upset about it because the hamburger was square, and I was legitimately freaked out. And my mother,
I remember this.
Yeah, it's a true story. I actually remember this, and my mother. Even tried cutting the corners off of the hamburger for me to make me feel better about it, and I still wouldn't eat it. It was a square hamburger, and it was unacceptable to me. And I never did, and I don't remember what ended up happening, if we went to Burger King or what, but yeah. I would not eat the square hamburger. I just refused to eat it.
There was no refusing in my house.
Yeah.
You eat what you were given, you're going to have it for breakfast, and you won't be sitting for a week.
Yeah.
There was no in between. Pork chops were the bane of my existence. Hate them to this day. To this day. Ugh. Oh yeah, Jason's asking, where is Rocky? Is he back in Facebook jail again?
Oh, I didn't think he had gotten out.
I thought that's a possibility. I thought he had gotten out, but he may not be out yet. We'll just have to watch our private messengers because that's what he does, is usually tag somebody.
Crystal said, we now know Matt won't be one of those people who goes on the Food Network for a bone marrow dinner or oxtail soup. No, I will not. That sounds horrifying. And you are correct. I shan't be participating in such things. Angela Philbrook joins us in the chat. Hello, Angela. Also, Rob Dion, of course, who is part of the WMNH family. He has a program that on Tuesdays and Thursdays airs right after this one through the stage door. And on Thursday mornings, he does Name That Tune, a very popular segment on the morning show with Peter White every Thursday. And he does an entertainment report as well.
And he teaches.
Yes.
And he's smart.
Yes.
And he puts on plays. And he's talented.
Mm-hmm.
And he can play music and read music.
Oh, yeah. Very, very talented gentleman.
Very,
yes.
very.
Paulie C says, how about now, Matt? Would you eat a square burger now? Yes. Now it is not a problem. In fact, I did go through a period where I would eat many a square hamburger from Wendy's. And then I had to stop because it was going to kill me if I kept doing that. But yes, I did learn to love the Wendy's hamburger, square shaped and all.
My favorite hamburger right now still has to be the Dairy Queen one. Of the fast food choices.
Oh, yeah.
Dairy Queen's number one.
definitely.
Whopper's number 2, I think.
Yeah, Dairy Queen definitely has the best fast food hamburger, I would agree.
Which is wild because I would have never thought of anything for them but ice cream. But if you haven't tried it, they make a really good burger. My treat is to go there and get a burger and some French fries and a root beer.
Yeah.
Then I'm 5 years old.
Now, I thought EZG was calling in with an entertainment report today.
I don't know where he is.
I don't know. Maybe...
Stop it, Tom Blanchard. Blood sausage. Really?
Blood sausage.
Stop it.
Well, that's appropriate for Halloween, I suppose.
I'm not. Don't encourage him. You're not helping.
Oh, my goodness.
He's in gross out mode today.
Yeah. All right. Well, enough about food. Well,
I suppose we should talk about the things in the world that are...
You won't hear me say that often. Well, let me give the...
right. You changing subject from food is something.
Paulie C says, I miss Friendly's Big Mouth burgers. Friendly's, those are all gone, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I used to love to get their ice cream sundaes.
Though that's a sad thing, though.
M&M Sunday.
It's sad. If you like ironically named restaurants, it's sad to see Friendly's go away. EZG says right, Wednesday.
He was booking for tomorrow.
That's right.
He was trying to use the chat room to book with you for tomorrow.
That's right. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, Nick. Nick,
you didn't pay attention.
Nick, our producer, clarified for me. Yes, thank you. You're right. That's right, because I remember now saying Wednesday at 4:30, but I've got my days mixed up.
You need your assistant to keep you in line.
Yes.
Crack that whip.
Well, 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007 if you would like to join us this afternoon. We should look at, we'll look at this, there's a story that, and we have plenty of things to talk about that are obviously major stories in the news and that are on the front burner, but something that you might not have heard about that I just happened to run across, and we won't spend a ton of time on it, but something that I happen to run across. Well, actually, we have a call, so we'll hold the, I think this is EZG calling. Eric, is that you?
Yes, I sent you a private messenger, and I put it on the Facebook a few minutes ago on your show. It's going to be tomorrow at 4:30.
Tomorrow at 4:30, yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well,
Nick snapped him back into place.
At least a little while. On Wednesday, so.
On Wednesday.
You never know. It could change. But I think it's going to be good for Wednesday at 4:30. I got a couple new... I don't know if I'm going to keep it short, That's why I called the mini entertainment report.
Mini entertainment report, yes.
Because I remember when I was listening to one of your old shows on Saturday.
Yes.
And I went on and on and on. Like that was really boring.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Right. So I'll keep it the mini ones. That way people can't say, "Oh, this guy was going on too long."
Right.
So well, tomorrow 4:30.
They could still say that, but that's okay.
We shall see you then.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Well, bye-bye. All right. EZG will be doing a mini entertainment report tomorrow at 4:30. Well, we look forward to that. Michael Alber is in the very busy chat room today. Michael Alber says, Matt, you've got to listen to some Kiss and rock and roll all night and party every day. You know what's funny? Kiss is my favorite band, of course. But
really?
But yes. But rock and roll all night has never been one of my favorite songs.
Overplayed too much for you?
Yeah, that, and I think it's a poor representation of their overall body of work. I think their overall body of work is so much better than that song. I've always felt that way.
No, I can see that actually. I can agree with that even.
Yeah.
It does get it's not my first choice of a Kiss song to hear.
Nick Murdoch says God gave rock and roll to you. Yes.
Okay, Bill and Ted will live forever. Just saying.
God gave rock and roll to everyone.
That song is so forever tied to Bill and Ted.
Well, of course. Crystal in the chat says, this is from Rocky. Please let my friends know I'll be home in 11 days. Also, thank them for the support, especially Jason Fedderson, who sent me a picture of him in the shower and wrote me a letter and dipped it in acid. Makes my stay in jail easier.
Hey, now.
That's very, confusing. But all righty.
No, not good.
Nick Murdoch says, Jenny, if you like Bill and Ted, what number am I thinking of right now?
69.
Is that a
I don't know.
joke from the movie?
I can't remember. I was going to say 7.
You know, I didn't like the funny thing. I didn't like the first Bill and Ted movie. You know, I was in high school when it came
What's
out.
wrong with you?
So
it's fun.
Oh, Nick says yes. So the first one, I didn't like it that much. I was kind of bored with it. It just seemed like the same joke over and over, and I wasn't that into it. So then a few years later, the second one comes out, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. The first one was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So the second one comes out, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. And I was hanging out with my friend, Dan Randall of Dan Randall and the Randlettes. And because he's my oldest friend. I've known him since we were kids. And, since high school.
See that you were wee little ones.
And he, so he wanted to rent that to watch it. He's like, he had already seen it in the theater. And I had seen the first one in the theater. I didn't have any interest in seeing the second one. And I told him, I said, I didn't like the first one that much. I was kind of bored with it. It's funny it'd make a good Saturday Night Live sketch.
I love the history presentation.
90 minutes of it, I was just kind of over it. But I'm
a history nerd, though.
But he said to me, listen, he said, I understand why you didn't like the first one. I get it. He said, I don't agree because I love the first one. He said, but I understand why you didn't like it and why you got a little impatient with it. He said, I do get it. I know your sense of humor. But he said, trust me. The second one, it's a little bit different. The humor, the writing's a little smarter. And there's just some things in it I think you'll really like. So I trusted him. You know, he knows me. He knows my sense of humor. And I'll be damned, he was right. I loved the second one. I watched the second. I think the second one is so much funnier than the first one. I loved it.
I like them all.
And then the third one, the new one that you and I watched.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out in theaters, but then it didn't because of the pandemic.
plague.
So it just was streaming. I love the new one. Yeah, I love the new one. Bill and Ted Save the World.
I like them all.
Yeah.
I like them all.
And maybe if I went back and watched the first one now, I'd appreciate it more.
Stick in the mud.
But I just remember seeing the first one. I was like, I don't really get why everyone thinks this is so funny.
Yeah.
You know?
Get.
But the second one is great. Peter Boyle as the Grim Reaper. Oh, they got a ton of mileage out of that. And no, I love the second one.
Now I want to go watch them again.
Yes.
Have to do that. Yeah. Oh, yes.
So, this is something that's going on again. This has nothing to do with any of the big stories in the news. We'll save big stuff for the second hour.
Important.
Well, it's interesting to me too because it has to do with anything having to do with content creation and podcasting, and I'm also very interested in marketing and branding and trademarks and copyright. This kind of has to do with all of that.
You know how I feel about it.
And it's a unique situation. But this is and I heard this on one of the political channels on satellite radio over the weekend, and then I found this story on Yahoo. Students sue school district in trademark fight over racial justice podcast name. So this is very recent. It says here, Black students in Denver are suing the school district, saying it is trying to steal their podcast name, No Justice, No Peace. Now, by the way, you might have heard No Justice, No Peace chanted at, for example, at BLM rallies. But
the no is important.
Right. In the podcast name, it's with a K, KNOW, No Justice, KNOW, No Peace, which I think is a cool name.
Excellent.
So the lawsuit says the students who created the racial justice podcast, No Justice, No Peace, following George Floyd's murder in 2020, made an instant hit that got the attention of media outlets, including the Today Show. The group, composed of 4 Black current and former students at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Early College, sued Denver Public Schools in federal court. The district filed 3 trademark applications. This is the school district filing these trademarks.
To clarify, the school is a middle school, high school.
Okay, yeah. So the school district filed 3 trademark applications, including 1 state application and 2 federal applications for the name, according to the lawsuit. So the school district tried to trademark the name, which is, it's interesting times we live in. Whoever heard of, when we were in school, there were no podcasts, but I haven't even heard of this, a school district trying to file a trademark for something. So the lawsuit described an irony in the district's effort to trademark the name. The lawsuit said, quote, "The irony of DPS's attempts, Denver Public Schools attempts, is that DPS has for years fallen way short on Black history, racial justice, and education around these important issues. That their newly found and significantly tardy desire to address racial issues had to come in this form is a sad commentary on the state of Denver Public Schools," unquote. A spokesperson for DPS, after initially not providing comment due to the pending litigation, told HuffPost that the district looks forward to the legal process and, quote, clearing up any misinformation that is in the complaint. It is unfortunate that Mr. Jeffrey Cass, the student's attorney, has misrepresented the facts and law in an attempt to push the narrative that DPS did anything other than assert its rights through the legal process. We are disappointed we were unable to come to mutually agreeable resolution with these students, and we remain open to further discussions, unquote. District Deputy Superintendent Anthony Smith met with the students and their parents in an effort to, quote, coerce and bully, unquote, them into saying the district owned the trademark, according to the lawsuit. Quote, notably, it is your clients who are liable for trademark infringement, unquote, the district's lawyer said in a letter to the student's lawyer. Chalkbeat reported that an attorney for the district sent a letter in August to former principal Kimberly Grayson, who was involved in the podcast creation, regarding her registration of a business named No Justice, No Peace, The Take, LLC. That's the full name of what she tried to register. So she's a former principal. So the letter, which Chalkbeat said it received through a public records request, said the name belonged to Denver Public Schools and described the podcast as produced with district equipment on its property.
Yeah.
So they're saying, so you used our equipment, you used our school's equipment,
and we own you,
and therefore we own this intellectual property. So we own the name.
They went even further in saying that they needed to take corrective actions and appropriate steps in order to avoid consumer confusion about the source of DPS branded products and services. So apparently now the Denver public school system is all about products and services, not your kids.
Yeah, this is weird.
It's even worse than that. I mean, it's horrible. And this is not a precedent we want to set in law. I mean, think about this. Your child is a music student in school and they compose their own piece. Does the school own it?
Right.
If this is
exactly.
If this can set a precedent, a dangerous precedent, and it's not only that, it's friggin' disgusting, to be quite honest with you. I was reading. They do have somebody on their side. The vice president of the school board, and forgive me, I'm going to say the name wrong. Antonte Anderson is all about standing with these young ladies. And she goes further. She says, I stand with the girls from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Early College. Can you believe this is named Martin Luther King? And we're having this discussion.
Yeah.
He would be rolling. I witnessed the hard work of these young ladies firsthand, she said in a written statement Tuesday. And she said, I watched them earn every accolade and award. I sponsored their resolution, and I believe that Denver Public Schools is ethically wrong. I will not be complicit in this reckless spending of taxpayer dollars at a moment where an investigation has found the district guilty of institutionalized racism, growing achievement gaps, and declining enrollment. This should be the last thing we are putting resources towards. So it's disgusting that they're trying to make money off of these kids.
Yeah.
And this was them doing what we tell kids to do. Here's tools, build it.
Right.
Here, I'm giving you all of this. I want you to build something and see what you can do.
And they built something successful.
And because it's successful, they want to rip it away from these.
Yeah.
How disgusting. You have 4 young black ladies. I believe it's 4 or 3. Is it? I believe it's 4. I think only 3 were in the picture. I'm sorry. In a Martin Luther King Jr. advanced high school situation, and this is what we're teaching
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. We're trying to rip them off. I think we've done enough of that in this country. Don't you think? It's disgusting. They're money hungry. And there's a lot of people out here. Some people, they get money hungry. They don't care who they step on, what they hurt, or what they cause. They just want the dollars.
No, but like you said, it doesn't make sense. Like if you're a music, if you're taking a music class and you compose something using the school's equipment,
or you're an artist and you make a painting,
right? Yeah, or in a class, you write a paper for class, and then then you submit it to HuffPost or something, and they want to publish it. Well, now the school is involved in what you wrote.
My first published piece was when I was 17 years old, and it was in a local gazette, but it was taken from the school newspaper where it was published.
Yeah.
But it's still my property. It's still my poem, my piece of work, my body of work. The school that I was in when I wrote it has no anything, whether I wrote it in my living room or in the middle of the school. This is disgusting. And if this passes, it's quite the precedent. And is now the Denver public school system a business working for a profit? I thought the profit were educating children appropriately and helping them be ready for the world. I thought that was supposed to be their profit. So now the schools want to be profit-based schools off the backs of the work of the children. Child labor doesn't come in play here. I mean, come on. There's so many ways that this crosses a line with me. Personally, I'm 100% behind the students. I think it's really gross. And I agree with that vice president to say that this is what a waste of taxpayer dollars to sue these. They're suing the students, mind you. I hope the school system is suing the students because the students are using their own body of work.
Yeah. And I would think too, it would have a bit of a chilling effect on other people who want to do creative things like make a podcast at the school, and who all of a sudden are like, well, wait a minute, why would anyone want to do that?
Right.
Why would anyone want to do that at the school when they can do it? They can try to figure it out on their own, it isn't that hard to do.
Why do I want to take photography with the school and not own my images?
And have them say that, oh, well, you own, we own your, we own your pictures. We own your images. Yeah, it's bizarre.
It's disgusting. And really, you should think they'd have better things to do with their time in that school system. They're so all well and good. In one of the articles that I was looking at, it was noted that this was just their little project. It was something they were enjoying. And when it took off, they kept working on it, and they worked on it, and they went all through, and they graduated. These kids are super smart too. They're all early graduates from high school. They're all collegiate level in a lot of things. And this is an advanced school that they were attending, and they left and wanted to continue their projects. So they're continuing their projects now at college levels and so forth. So now the school system is suing them and issued a cease and desist to stop them from doing their podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, when you roll it out in the order of how it happened.
The only thing I can think of that's would be comparable to the position of the school, the only thing I can think of, and I agree with you, I mean, I side with these kids, but the only thing I can think of that would be comparable to the school's position would be, and I don't know a lot about this because I'm not a sports guy, but I just know a little bit just from what I've read, and it is an interesting subject to me, is what happens in colleges, in college sports, where athletes essentially don't even own their own likeness while they're playing on a college team.
Yeah.
And the college pretty much has the freedom legally, it's perfectly legal to do, generate whatever revenue they can, whatever revenue they want to try to make using the names and the likeness of the students who are playing on a particular sports team. There's been a lot of controversy over that in recent years, and there's been I know there's been people advocating for changes to that, and allowing students to profit off of their own likenesses, if they're becoming a big star on a college team, or at least getting a share in the revenue And it's a complicated issue, and there's arguments for and against that. But that's the only thing I can think of that would even be, in the same universe as the position that the school is taking here, is what they do at colleges with sports teams and with athletes, and saying we own you.
There's a lot of law involved in the athletes as well, too, in that, certain states, athletes have more control over their likenesses than they do in other states. Every state has different law around that. In some states, if you die, your family gets control of your likeness for 100 years. And in other states like New Hampshire, the minute you're dead, it's free will. Anybody can control you. And it's interesting because I worked on this type of legislation in Concord.
Yeah.
But this, I think, is slightly different in the sense that, yes, it was on their property. Yes, it was their equipment. But this sounds like it was more of it was an after-school project. They got somebody to sponsor with them so they could do their project. They created the entire platform of the project, what they were going to call it, what they were going to talk about, how they were going to do it. 100% their brainchild out of there. And it's their body of work that they've wished to continue. And the school can't continue this on their own. They can't do it on their own unless they put other students in there, I guess. So they're going to try and rip these kiddos off.
Maybe that's what they're thinking.
They want to rip these kiddos off and be able to keep it in their school and make it somehow their own.
It'll be like...
but they didn't have anything to do with creating it outside of a room.
It'll be like Menudo.
So wait a minute. If
kids age out and then you get new ones in.
So like, what if I'm like a musician and I go to some studio somewhere and I'm on the back end of it, like maybe somebody leaves and there's 20 minutes left on their clock and I'm getting to use it or something foolish like that. Right.
Yeah.
So does that mean the studio owns it? Because I'm not paying for it. I'm using on their property, using their equipment, and I'm not paying for it. I'm just bartering off some last time. Is it somebody else's? This could really get nasty and ugly. If this becomes a precedent, I think it's a very, very dangerous road, and it certainly devalues our students, and they're devalued enough without being able to get ripped off from their young ideas.
Yeah.
Which, quite frankly, younger folks tend to have some really great ideas. They're new to everything. They see it in a different view. You know what I caught my eye on this is there's a gentleman named Alan Gottlieb. He's an excellent writer, and he's an advocate that I've worked with years ago. He actually got wind of this story and was even writing about it as well. Like it's not small, but it's small for the world that we hear because everybody's talking about one or two specific things right now. So I'm really glad that you brought this up.
Yeah,
because it's not something that we talk about enough, and especially we're in an environment we want to have more diversity in our curriculum, right? So this is insanity. You're going to shut down these young black girls of what they're doing and steal everything that they created. I think I just circled myself again, but I'm really bothered by the idea of their creativity, their art being stolen.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So, well, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what happens in the future with this story, but
I'll leave you with this. This is one quote that came out. They want to say we support student equality. We support students taking initiatives. But the message to students in DPS and everywhere is you can do what you want, but don't go too far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, there was something in this other article. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, yeah. The vice principal said, the one who supports the kids, said she wrote that the district was contradicting itself for expressing its stance on equity while also saying it, quote, owns for black young ladies' image, voice, and content.
Yeah, seriously.
Yep.
They should drop it immediately, apologize, and go home.
Yes. All right, well, let's take a quick break. It is a little bit past the top of the hour. We're going to play a little song. We haven't played this recently. This is a cover of Family Man by Daryl Hall and John Oates that I've heard on the show, but I don't have to tell you who it is doing this version.
I know.
You'll know the voice when you hear it.
Do.
Boy, this guy has the voice of an angel. Some
Absolutely.
truly dulcet tones. And then
dare I say golden.
And then we'll show some love to our amazing sponsors, and then we'll be back. Don't go away. Plenty more to come.
person with a uterus had sulky smile. They took a standard pose as you presented yourself. They had sultry eyes. They made it perfectly plain that Jer was Gonzo's for a price. But Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man, though my wife's bark is worse than her bite. Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man. If you push me too far, I just might. They wore hurt surprise as they eject your makeup to protect yourself. Drop your price and pride. They made it totally clear that they was Gonzo's for a night. But Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man, though my wife's bark is worse than her bite. Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man. Push me too far, I get uptight. They gave Gonzo your look. It would have worked on any real macho man downtown. Gonzo looked, they up and down. They knew Gonzo couldn't decide if Gonzo should drop her or bail out. Gonzo screamed, let me alone, I'm a family man, though my wife's bark is worse than her bite. Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man. If you push me too far, I just might drop drown. They turn, toss your head, unlike the opening move, sure finally exit line. Gonzo waited much too long, but by the time Gonzo got up his courage up, they was gone. Then Gonzo screamed, put me back in my cage! My mother-in-law's bite is worse than her bark! Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man! Push me too far, I might put up a fight! Gonzo said, leave me alone, I'm a family man, and I don't think I want it tonight! Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man, push me too far, or I might fight! Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man, and my mother-in-law's bite is worse than her bark! Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man, push me too far, I just might fight! Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man, I live in my mother-in-law's place, a real fright! Let me alone, I'm a family man, I don't have a place to shag you tonight.
Matt Competent, all he had to do was say, I'll talk to you tomorrow, we'll make an appointment, and I will help you the best way I can, and if I can't help you, I'll try to find you help. I could sit here all day long and tell you people that I'm a badass from New York, and I'm afraid of no man.
Uptown in my limousine, was cruising on by. People were waving, told me what's on my mind. I had to know, woman, 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 girl, can't take no more. My eyes are looking toward heaven's door.
Why don't you be a man, Matt? And I'm not saying that in a derogatory way, and I'm not saying that in a bad way.
Everything went wrong. Life is upside down. 'Cause I can't take no more, yeah.
You know, it's the hillbilly mentality.
It's driving me crazy, crazy. It's not who you are.
I didn't say one bad thing about Matt today, except that he didn't help me and I was trying to be reasonable. I'm an entertainer. In the last 24 hours, these guys have come with a gang of at least 25 people, all to gang up on me, to make Matt look like a hero. Matt is a hero to his people. But Matt doesn't get it. So my show is diversified. That's why my show is so much better than Matt's show. And Matt doesn't want to admit it because I don't think Matt is being a man right now. New Yorkers know the truth. And I reason. I say nothing but the truth, and so help me God.
You put me down to the ground.
This is between men. This is on you for not having the patience and not having the dignity. And then you turn against me. When I told you to the live show yesterday, you didn't want to be bothered with me. But you know, some people said that show's boring. Now you tell the people what a bad guy I am, okay? Please. You talk to me. Look, you might be right. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk that Matt has made a point.
1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Welcome back, everybody. We are well in hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester, and hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Tuesday, October 25, 2022, and Jenny is here as well at the news desk.
Present.
And if you would like to join us, the number to call is 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476, tweet me at Matt Connerton, send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com, and of course you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat, but the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. And I will remind you about our amazing sponsor, the Hop Knot. But don't go there today because Monday and Tuesday is their weekend. But they are open Wednesday through Sunday. They've got a lot going on this week. This is what they put earlier today on social media. It's going to be an ooky, spooky Halloween weekend at the Knot. Friday, we'll be handing out candy from 3 to 6:30 as part of Manchester's Fall Festival. Saturday afternoon, we're excited to be hosting the last performance of The Witches Dance this year by a company of witches, a local dance group based out of Harlow, New Hampshire at 3 p.m. This is a fun event that the whole family can enjoy. And Saturday night, we're bringing back our annual Halloween party with a costume and karaoke contest with DJ Joe and prizes from us and our friends at Two Share Brewing. So that is all going on this weekend. By the way, Friday night, I believe Taylor O'Donnell is performing there. They have live music on Friday nights. Don't forget Trivia Night, Thursday nights, hosted by Bill Cini, who also does trivia on Wednesdays on the morning show. And then Thursday nights, he's over at the Hop Knot. So there's a lot that goes on there. Also, too, we have a couple of anniversaries this week both on Friday, actually. This coming Friday will be the 1-year anniversary of Eric Pilcher's classic film review. As he does
official date.
Yes, as he does a film review for us.
All down here from here, buddy. Sorry, only kidding. I tried to say it's all downhill from here, but it came out more like all da. So yeah, I got tongue twisted.
But yes, Friday will be the 1-year anniversary of Eric's classic film review with us, and then later in the evening, Friday night, Retro Spectrum Radio celebrating 2 years of being here on WMNH 95.3 and Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. And I have the honor and privilege of being one of Paul's co-hosts on that show, along with Dan Randall of Dan Randall and the Randlettes and DJ Steve. And that is every Friday night, now 3 hours from 8 to 11 p.m. And this Friday is the 2-year anniversary, celebrating 2 years here at WMNH. Of course, the show does predate coming here to WMNH, but yes, it'll be 2 years of being here on FM radio in downtown Manchester. So very exciting. Lots of good things going on. Again, the number is 603-250-6007 if you'd like to chime in on anything. 603-250-6007. As always, there is an embarrassment of riches in terms of everything going on. But
politicians who never seek to not provide you with something.
Well,
I never see you be short of something. That's for sure.
That is true. Oh, by the way, before we move on to any of that, though, just our friend Nick Murdoch made a couple of comments in the chat room regarding our previous subject that I wanted to read just quickly about, the kids at that school in Denver and their podcasts and all of that. Nick wrote, this probably makes perfect sense to the school administration. They only think their job is to create good, obedient workers. So therefore, whatever they produce at school is their, quote, job. So therefore, school administrators are such blank. He also said they should pay college athletes. And he said, they don't want more diversity. You might want more diversity. I might want more diversity. But generally, the people running things don't want it, but they will pay lip service to it. And I think while those are cynical and somewhat pessimistic insights, I think they're probably also quite true.
But I'm going to agree with him. I would go one step further. I think it needs a revamp entirely. This is was stuck in my head for a while now. I saw pictures of Tom Brady standing with a pair of boxer shorts with all of his measurements and things. And this is what they do. They take these pictures and they write stuff on it and they pass them around like they're cattle, and pick out which one they're going to get. And then the athlete can't get any money. The school gets all the money.
Oh, you're talking about a college sports?
Yeah. And the whole thing about them just standing there naked in their boxer shorts, being shown off like cattle and like, well, which one do you think looks better? That one's got better measurements. I mean, seriously, it's gross. It's gross. And it's not a cool way to treat any human being. And I really think that should be, I don't know, take another look. Maybe we could make it a little more humane, a little more dignified, maybe.
Yeah. Crystal agrees with Nick as well, his comments there. Yeah. No, I think that's true. Especially about the diversity and how people running things don't necessarily want it. I think that's true. The thing that, so again, there's a lot going on, but one thing that I wanted to mention it yesterday, and we didn't get to it. I didn't get to it, but so last week, I think it was the end of last week, I was talking about the cracks beginning to show in terms of Ukraine and American support for Ukraine. But when I say the cracks beginning to show, I don't mean, according to all the polling data I've seen, Americans broadly still largely support our continued support of Ukraine and helping them with weapons and whatever else we can do without getting directly involved, of course, because we don't want a confrontation directly with the Russians. That is something we must absolutely avoid. But Americans generally support continuing to help Ukraine, and the money that we spend on that is only a fraction of our defense budget anyway. So it sounds like big numbers, and it is big numbers, but it's big numbers out, a fraction of much, much, much bigger numbers. But where we have seen some cracks, so first, what we saw last week that I think I remember talking about on either Thursday or Friday was Kevin McCarthy. So we saw it on the Republican side last week, and now we're seeing it on the Democrat side too. But first we saw it on the Republican side, and we always knew it was there. There is that sort of pro-Putin, pro-Russian subset of the Republican Party, even though I think most Republicans, again, polling data shows most Republican voters support helping Ukraine against Russia. But, the Marjorie Taylor Greens and of the world and a lot of these people don't necessarily. I mean, look, which
is mind-boggling to me.
Tucker Carlson, one of the most influential right-wing media figures on Fox. He basically, I don't know that he overtly supports Russia, but he doesn't seem to think that we have any, we should be helping Ukraine. And I think he'd be perfectly fine seeing Putin take over Ukraine. But
the phrase "never again" is like meaningless to a lot of people now. I've heard that my whole life.
Yeah, but
it feels meaningless now.
But we saw last week. We saw Kevin McCarthy, who again in the next term will likely be the new House Speaker, openly saying that it's not going to be a blank check once the Republicans are in charge in the House next term. And signaling that support for Ukraine among Republicans might be coming to an end or at least diminishing. And listen, he doesn't say something like that. He's a slimy guy. He doesn't say something like that
practically.
He doesn't say something like that for no reason. There's a reason and there's a strategy for that. And I remember saying last week too. And I've been genuinely surprised at how few people are really connecting the dots here. But it seems to me, if he's signaling that, Putin is paying attention to that. Who's to say, because John Hopwood has said on the show, he has speculated that Putin actually, this is part of a grand strategy. It's not so much that Putin got in over his head, but that he has a strategy of weakening the West through, draining us of resources, of money, by engaging us in this proxy war.
To what end?
Well, just to weaken us, weaken NATO. But here's the thing. If you're Putin and you see American politicians saying things like what Kevin McCarthy said last week, then it becomes a matter of perhaps just trying to run out the clock, just trying to keep things, just keep fighting, but, maybe not, don't start necessarily and hopefully not using a tactical nuke or anything like that. But, try not to lose too much ground either, but just keep fighting and keep fighting until you get to a point where the West is finally willing to give in. And if you see someone and you hear someone like Kevin McCarthy saying something like that, you might think, okay, well, here we've got some people in American politics who might just be willing to say, okay, enough, you can have it. Then
you can have it?
Well,
really?
I look, there's, if we're not going to continue to support Ukraine, they need us. They need our support.
The idea of not continuing to support them, can we just stop pretending we're great people here in America if we go that route? If we're going to turn our backs and let genocide occur and not care about it anymore, we're just going to say, yeah, I know we said it was horrible. I know we said it was war crimes, but hey, say la vie. We're going home. This is not okay. Honest to goodness, this is not okay. Never again is meaningless. Just take the monuments down.
There's
Just
a lot of
freaking take them down.
There's a lot of isolationism here still. But then,
this is madness. It's madness. Are we human beings?
So then over the weekend, so that's from the Republican side, and then over the weekend we find out, or maybe it was Friday, and maybe I just didn't get to it. I know I didn't talk about it on the show. I might not have just gotten, or maybe the news broke after my show. I can't. It's all a blur.
A bunch of this is just new, though.
It's all a blur these days. Well, this is very recent, but so then the Democrats, some of the progressive Democrats, like and I want to try to make sure I say her name.
It's hard.
Close to correctly. Camilla Jayapal. If I'm saying it right.
Paul.
So she goes and there's this letter. It came from her office, but
because she's the head of the Progressive Caucus.
Yeah.
So this was specifically coming out of the Progressive Caucus that not all Democrats belong to.
So they send a letter to the president, basically saying, and I have the letter here. I found the actual letter. And I'll read it. But it says a lot of. It kind of sounds like this could have just as easily, in some ways, just as easily come from Kevin McCarthy. So now you've got not only the cracks that we knew were obvious because they've been louder about it from the beginning, right, on the right, but now also on the left. Now the letter has since been withdrawn. And Jayapal is blaming a staffer for accidentally releasing it or something, claiming it was drafted back over the summer and it wasn't supposed to ever be released. And now here it is. And oops. But I don't believe her. I don't believe her story. I think she didn't think that this would backfire the way that it has because Americans, in large measure, still support this.
I wonder if they would have, they had a naive notion that Republicans would go along with this letter because it was more attuned to
I don't know,
pulling out of support.
I don't know, but here's what it says. And it's dated October 24, 2022. Here's what it says. Dear Mr. President, we write with appreciation for your commitment to Ukraine's legitimate struggle against Russia's war of aggression. Your support for the self-defense of an independent, sovereign, and domestic state has been supported by Congress. Democratic state has been supported by Congress, including through various appropriations of military, economic, and humanitarian aid in furtherance of this cause. Your administration's policy was critical to enable the Ukrainian people through their courageous fighting and heroic sacrifices to deal a historic military defeat to Russia, forcing Russia to dramatically scale back the stated goals of the invasion. Critically, you achieved this while also maintaining that it is imperative to avoid direct military conflict with Russia, agreed, which would lead to World War III, something we must strive to prevent. The risk of nuclear weapons being used has been estimated to be higher now than at any time since the height of the Cold War, given the catastrophic possibilities of nuclear escalation and miscalculation, which only increase the longer the war continues. We agree with your goal of avoiding direct military conflict as an overriding national security priority. Given the destruction created by this war for Ukraine and the world, as well as the risk of catastrophic escalation, we also believe it is in the interests of Ukraine, the United States, and the world to avoid a prolonged conflict. I agree in spirit. For this reason, we urge you to pair the military and economic support the United States has provided to Ukraine with a proactive diplomatic push, redoubling efforts to seek a realistic framework for a ceasefire. This is consistent with your recognition that, quote, there's going to have to be a negotiated settlement here, unquote, and your concern that Vladimir Putin, quote, doesn't have a way out right now, and I'm trying to figure out what we do about that, unquote. Now, let me stop there. Now, there's more to the letter, but let me stop there. See, this is, now, it's not exactly, to be fair, it's not exactly what Kevin McCarthy said. Kevin McCarthy said, we're just not going to do this forever. And I think he's very directly signaling, in other words, once we're in charge, we're not going to continue to do this at all. What this letter seems to be suggesting is, and it does say it more overtly, and we'll get to the rest of it, but what this letter seems to be suggesting is We need to find a diplomatic solution here.
But it's trying to insert the United States.
Well, right, and there's a couple problems, right?
Couple?
So they're suggesting, yes, the United States should deal directly with Russia and negotiate something with Russia. There's a couple problems. Number one, the obvious, of course.
Not our place.
It's right. We can help Ukraine, but it's, this is between Ukraine and Russia ultimately.
This is
so we
Zelensky and Putin.
We cannot negotiate something on behalf of Ukraine.
I don't think they've asked nor they want us to do so
Exactly.
either.
Well, that leads me to the other problem. What diplomatic solution is there? I don't see one.
There isn't one. You can't argue with somebody who wants it all. Putin wants Ukraine to be a part of Russia and Ukraine to not exist anymore. He's not going to agree to any end that allows Ukraine to be its own sovereign nation.
But not only that, Ukraine will not agree to give up anything.
Nor should they.
Yeah.
Nor should they. The world should never look at another country and go, we know genocide's going on. We see the mass graves, but hey, come on. What's a little death between us? You can do this, right? It's disgusting. What bothers me so much about this letter is all the ones that signed it. I think there were 30 that signed it.
30 total.
Yeah, 30 signed it. They're now going, oh, well, I wouldn't sign that today. Things have changed. Dude, you signed it over the summer. You literally signed a piece of paper that says the United States should negotiate with Russia, leave Ukraine out in the corner there. We'll just make it happen for the rest of the world. Because, nation building and such. It's not our place. It's not our place in any way, shape, or form to insert our noses in between these two countries. And we're not going to help. We're the excuse. Russia uses us as this is why this is happening. It's because of the West. So does North Korea. So does China. We're the reason things are bad. Well, here, let's prove it. Sign your names on this stupid piece of paper that says you want the president of the United States to just go to Putin and say, hey, let's work this out between us.
I mean, I would not have an objection in theory certainly I would not have I'm a big fan of diplomacy. It's like, what did Winston Churchill say? Jaw is better than fight.
Oh, yeah.
War. I would certainly have no objection. And in fact, I would encourage if it were possible to bring Zelensky and Putin to the table for Biden to, in other words, for the United States to try to broker something with everybody at the table. Fine. But again, broker what? In this case, that's one of the things that is so horrible about this situation and why I think this is just going to drag on for years unless Kevin McCarthy and the Republicans pull the plug.
But that doesn't mean the rest of the world will. We're not the only ones in the world looking out for Ukraine. And we're also looking at Europe. We're over here on this side of the Atlantic. We're not on the other side of the Atlantic where all this is going on, and neighboring countries are worried about their sovereignty.
True. Ron is on the line. Hi, Ron.
Hi. Shame on me. I've been channel surfing, so I'm jumping back in on the topic. What I think you guys may be discussing. I saw in the news today that Russia's accusing Ukraine of possibly them using dirty bombs?
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that. No, we were discussing the letter that the Democrats sent to the president and then withdrew, suggesting that Biden figure out a way to make a deal with Putin to end this. We're
very good then.
Analyzing that, but we might get to that.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you.
All right, Ron. Thank you.
It was ridiculous for them to put this letter together in the first place, for it to exist. But I don't buy that it was accidentally released.
No, I don't either.
Accidentally released right before the general election? I don't think so. This was intent. This was definitely intent in my eyes.
So it says here, there's more to this letter. We are under no illusions regarding the difficulties involved in engaging Russia. Thought we had another call. In engaging Russia, given its outrageous and illegal invasion of Ukraine and its decision to make additional illegal annexations of Ukrainian territory. However, if there is a way to end the war while preserving a free and independent Ukraine, it is America's responsibility to pursue every diplomatic avenue to support such a solution that is acceptable to the people of Ukraine. Again, that's fantasy. There's nothing to do.
What? Yeah, right. What are you going to do? Just tell all the Ukrainians to line up, right? They either get the bullet or they get a Russian tag. That's what I mean. Really, there's no. What are you going to negotiate? Putin wants it, and Ukrainians don't want to be there.
So it goes on. Such a framework would presumably include incentives to end hostilities, including some form of sanctions relief, and bring together the international community to establish security guarantees for a free and independent Ukraine that are acceptable for all parties, particularly Ukrainians. The alternative to diplomacy is protracted war, with both its attendant certainties and catastrophic and unknowable risks.
But we're dealing with somebody who, when Putin said we're going to allow grain shipments, and then he bombed them. When he said they were going to allow for human corridors, and then he bombed them. This is who you're up against. As somebody who every single time they said they would allow for something humane to happen, they've used it as an opportunity to cause mass death.
Yeah. Let's see. The next paragraph is Russia's invasion has caused incalculable harm for the people of Ukraine, leading to the deaths of countless thousands of civilians, Ukrainian soldiers, and displacement of 13 million people, while Russia's recent seizures of cities in Ukraine's east have led to the most pivotal moment in the conflict and the consolidation of Russian control over roughly 20% of Ukraine's territory. The conflict threatens an additional tens of thousands more worldwide as skyrocketing prices in wheat, fertilizer, and fuel spark acute crises in global hunger and poverty. A war that is allowed to grind on for years, potentially escalating in intensity and geographic scope, threatens to displace, kill, and immiserate far more Ukrainians while causing hunger, poverty, and death around the world. The conflict has also contributed to elevated gas and food prices at home, fueling inflation and high oil prices for Americans in recent months. Economists believe that if the situation in Ukraine is stabilized, some of the speculative concerns driving higher fuel costs will subside and likely lead to a drop in world oil prices.
It's interesting to talk about your slimy, here's your politician, J-Pal. I'm calling her that because, right, seriously, she's taking responsibility for it. She calls it a distraction. But then she goes on to say, quote, the proximity of these statements created the unfortunate appearance that Democrats who have strongly and unanimously supported and voted for every package of military, strategic, and economic assistance to the Ukraine people.
Which they have, in fairness. She's right.
Are somehow, and here's the part that here's your but, are somehow aligned with Republicans who seek to pull the plug on American support for President Zelensky and the Ukrainian forces. So she's trying to flip See how she's trying to flip the story here?
Well,
this is her letter.
Yeah.
It was drafted out of her office. She's the first signature on it. She recruited another 29 people to sign this thing. And now she's trying to backtrack it out and blame Republicans and go, they're just trying to make it look like we don't support Ukraine. But of course we do. Look at all the votes we've already taken. This is typical political doublespeak.
Well, to be fair.
Oh, what's not fair about what I said?
I'm just to be fair though, what she's saying is not incorrect technically, but I agree with you. I mean, she's trying to play fast and loose with it. She's trying to spin it, but the distinction that she makes is correct. In terms of Democrats have been steadfast in voting for continuing to support it.
No, it's not. Yeah, okay, I voted for you here. I voted for you here. Don't look at my other hand that's slamming the door in your face.
No,
right
but
now.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying though that the distinction that she makes is factually correct about Democrats consistently voting in favor.
Might be factually correct.
Whereas you have House Republicans who have voted against it and who actually seem to support Russia to some degree.
It's political slimy.
Well,
it's
yeah, I mean
slimy.
she's doing it for a political purpose.
And can we be any more pompous? This is it's up to us when there's going to be a negotiation. To heck with you. We're one country on the other side of the pond. We don't even have the borders they do. There's a whole lot of other countries over there that have more say than we do, I think, in that they are like, neighbors.
Yeah.
But to say, this is so slimy. She's just doing the typical, she drafted this thing. Come on. She had this drafted. They all knew what it said. It all indicated that the United States should, step in front of Zelensky and try and broker something with Russia and then tell the Ukrainian people what they're going to do when we're done. I guess that's the idea. And they signed it. These people signed it. I hope they read it before they signed it, but they signed this. They put their names on this piece of paper and exactly what it says. So I don't care the fact that it's changed since the time that it's been signed.
Right.
You signed it. You signed a paper that said we have a place we're going to insert ourselves.
Yeah.
No.
So the next paragraph, we agree with the administration's perspective that it is not America's place to pressure Ukraine's government regarding sovereign decisions. And with the principle, you have enunciated that there should be, quote, nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine, unquote. But as legislators responsible for the expenditure of tens of billions of U.S. taxpayer dollars in military assistance in the conflict, we believe such involvement in this war also creates a responsibility for the United States to seriously explore all possible avenues, including direct engagement with Russia, to reduce harm and support Ukraine in achieving a peaceful settlement. In May, President Zelensky, despite deadlocked negotiations, reiterated that the war, quote, will only definitively end through diplomacy, unquote, and had previously explained that, quote, any mentally healthy person always chooses the diplomatic path because he or she knows, even if it is difficult, it can prevent the loss of thousands, tens of thousands, and maybe even millions of lives, unquote. In conclusion, we urge you to make vigorous diplomatic efforts in support of a negotiated settlement and ceasefire, engage in direct talks with Russia, explore prospects for a new European security management acceptable to all parties that will allow for a sovereign and independent Ukraine, and in coordination with our Ukrainian partners, seek a rapid end to the conflict and reiterate this goal as America's chief priority.
Now, I like what John Kirby had to say. He's the strategic communications coordinator for the National Security Council out of the White House. And he very politely said, we certainly appreciate the sentiments expressed by these members of Congress, which is like a big, but what I liked about what he said that caught my attention was, quote, when you see and you listen to his rhetoric, referring to Putin, and you see the other things, be they atrocities, the war crimes, the airstrikes against civilian infrastructure, and the Russians are committing, it's clear Mr. Putin is in no mood to negotiate. And further, he went on to say, Mr. Zelensky gets to determine when he thinks the right time. And Mr. Zelensky gets to determine, because it's his country, what success looks like, what victory looks like, and what sort of terms he will be willing to negotiate on. Kirby said, we are not going to dictate that. So I'm glad to see him smacking them back in response to it. I don't like these Democrats at all. I'm really upset that they signed their names to this piece of paper. And now they're like, oh, but that was last summer. We don't mean it now. Oh, we take it back now. Things have changed now. What changed between now and summer? The genocide is still genocide. The bombs are still going off on apartment buildings. There ain't nothing different except for there's more dead now.
Yeah. And she blamed a staffer for this coming out.
Come on.
Strange.
Poor soul getting stuck like that. Bull. I don't buy it. I think she's fully, you know what? You drafted it. You believed in it when you drafted it. You believed in it when you signed it. There might be some changes to it, but you're not going to tell me the whole overall thrust isn't different.
Crystal in the chat says, I agree with what Jenny read from John Kirby. And, somebody new in the chat. Pack on the Blue Spot, Volume 1, says, hashtag Jenny, we say that is so true.
Well, thank you.
Hashtag Matt, this will sound familiar. Hashtag Matt, we are from Greensboro, North Carolina, and we are friends of Isaac Banks. He is from a singing group of N Saturn.
Yes, and Spot Volume 1, Pack on the Blue Spot. We will be performing and cover some tunes for us to do, sing and dance.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. There's a whole bunch of.
Yeah.
Oh geez, I've been missing all these.
I had my head on the articles. I know all these Democrats need to just apologize and go sit down. There is no amount of spin that you're going to give me. Your name's on the paper. Just own it. Just own it. If you think you're wrong, just say, yeah, I was wrong. I shouldn't have signed it. I'll have more respect for you that way than you sitting there going, well, the way it's written now, I wouldn't sign it anymore. Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's
Come on.
They really made a mess of it. They really did.
They shouldn't have this kind of ego either. Our nation doesn't need this ego. We are not to negotiate the world. And we not to stick our noses in somebody else's business unless we're asked to. Isn't that the way it's supposed to work?
Crystal says, that's why so many people are becoming independent voters. Neither party represents them and their actual beliefs.
I'd like to think a lot of us are like Zelensky. He showed exactly what kind of person he was at the get-go. When the United States came and went, hey, we'll get you out. We'll bring you here. You'll be safe. And he said, I don't need a ride. I need ammunition.
Yes. Jason Feddersen said in response to Ron channel surfing, we don't channel surf, we say to you, hashtag Matt.
Oh, no.
Pack on the Blue Spot Volume 1 says, we say Russia to Russia, hashtag Matt and hashtag Jenny. A war going on, we say.
You know what's sickening? Are any of the people who are questioning because Zelensky's Jewish? Because there's a lot of Jewish people involved in this? Because I'm sorry, but I haven't turned on the news any day in the last few weeks and not heard something anti-Semitic.
Oh, yeah.
So could some of this be coming from, Zelensky's a good Jewish boy? Yeah.
Pack on the Blue Spot Volume 1 said, hashtag Jenny and hashtag Matt. You can, you both can call us Pack on the Blue Spot and look it up on our Facebook page. We heard that definitely hashtag Matt and hashtag Jenny and Republication things.
Republication?
It says Republication,
Is
yes.
it a Republican publication? Maybe it's
I
like
don't know.
compressed,
I don't know.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I wonder that, it could have been somebody from who had paid off or something, released this now to hurt Democrats for the upcoming election. Like, if 30 Congress critters signed it, then there's a whole lot of other critters out there that knew it existed.
Well, it does play into Putin's hands, unfortunately. This and, between this and what Kevin McCarthy is signaling,
It makes us look like we're divided, that we're not, he thinks it is cracks there, I think.
Yeah.
That's just, and it's funny because I'm looking at some of the comments here, and actually it was Ilhan Omar that said that's why some of us don't sign on to letters without direct insight into when or how it will be released.
Yeah.
And seriously, and that's true for any piece of legislation. Legislation changes.
Her buddy Rashida Tlaib, her fellow Ilhan Omar's fellow squad member, she signed it.
Yeah. I'd be questioning those 30 people that signed it because I can't see any amount of language change that changes the point of the letter.
Yeah.
And the point of a letter is to try and put the United States in there to negotiate with Putin and just tell Zelensky to go have a seat. And you'll do what we tell you. I don't think so.
Hey, just really quick on a different subject before we run out of time, because I saw this pop up on Mediaite, and it says shock poll, and I was shocked by this.
Oh?
Yeah. I didn't have a chance to pre-read this or anything, but it was the headline. Shock poll. Biden beats Trump by 4 in new survey, but VP Kamala Harris beats him by 15 points.
How much was it for Biden?
4.
I think Harris?
According to this.
Actually, I can see that.
Well, she's young.
And she knows which side of the stage to walk off of, and she's not going to try and shake hands with an invisible person. And she might not holler out their hellos to people who are dead. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, she's awkward in her own ways, but
I don't want her. I don't want her. I don't want Biden. I don't want Trump. I want Republicans to pick a whole new candidate and Democrats to pick a whole new candidate, and let's have at it that way. Can we just get rid of this? Can we get rid of all of them? I want a fresh slate. I want a fresh slate.
It says
I really
here.
do.
It says here, President Joe Biden beats former President Donald Trump by 4 points in a new Federalist poll, but Vice President Kamala Harris crushes him by a gargantuan 15 points. After months underwater, the political fortunes of the president's party underwent a reversal over the past few months, largely because of Roe v. Wade, I think. And with it, President Biden experienced a rebound. Even after that rebound, the president's approval rating remains in negative territory. But according to a new poll conducted by Susquehanna Polling and Research, the president still beats Trump in a head-to-head matchup by 4 points. You wouldn't know that from the write-up of that poll, which was commissioned by the conservative Federalist. The Federalist's Jordan Boyd instead focused on Biden's approval ratings. But when respondents to the poll were asked if the general election for president were being held today, and the choices were Donald Trump, the Republican candidate, and Joe Biden, the Democratic candidate, for whom would you vote? 48% chose Biden and only 44% chose Trump. Boyd doesn't even mention VP Harris at all. But when the respondents were asked if the general election for president were being held today, and the choices were Donald Trump, the Republican candidate, and Kamala Harris, the Democratic candidate, for whom would you vote, the result was even more lopsided. Harris beat Trump by 15 points, 54-39. According to the pollster, quote, the margin of error for a sample size of 800 interviews is plus or minus 3.46% at the 95% confidence level. And according to 538.com, which is very reliable for all things statistical and politics, Susquehanna is a B+ rated pollster. That's interesting. I'm not gonna.
But if they're basing it on that, their numbers are already skewed.
What do you mean?
Gallup poll is saying as of 3 hours to go, Biden's job approval is back down to 40%. And U.S. News and World Report is saying his approval is dipped to 39% as Democrats overall, as Democrats are bracing for midterms. I mean, it's so finicky.
Well, right, but this acknowledges that, but in a head-to-head versus Trump, he still beats Trump.
Doesn't it almost seem like Harris doesn't stick to her? Biden, Biden approval rating down 40%, but she doesn't take as big of a hit.
Well,
you know what I mean?
There's a lot of antipathy toward her,
she stayed kind
though.
of quiet, too. We don't see a heck of a lot of her.
Like every vice president. I mean, that happens with every administration. Every vice president kind of fades into the background.
Unless they try and shoot their attorney.
Yeah, that's true. Dick Cheney, shooting his attorney in the face while quail hunting or whatever, or duck hunting.
If we could just get rid of all the egos and oh no, we're never going to get rid of these. What am I talking about? I'm in a fantasy land.
Yeah. Well, we are about out of time. We will begin to wrap up. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone who called. Thank you to everybody in the chat room. If you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. And if you are listening live, of course, stick around because coming up at 6 p.m. is Through the Stage Door, hosted by the great Rob Dion.
Don't forget to look me up, too, at jencoffee.com.
Yes, absolutely. And all right, that's going to do it for us. And I will leave you with this. I don't think I've played this yet on the show. It's a project called Crush Depth. And the song is Finder of Lost Objects. And Crush Depth, I believe, is from Boston. So this is kind of a cool song. All right, so we will leave you with this. And we'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.